Hey everybody, RC here. I want to give you guys a quick tip on how to make sure that the range in your image isn't necessarily blown out or blocked up. What do I mean by that? Well, inside of Lightroom, I want to go to my basic panel, and inside of here, you would have a picture that looks like this, right? You take something and it's really, really bright. Well, you don't really know what areas of this picture are going to not print out any ink when you print. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, RC here. I want to give you guys just a quick tip on how to make sure that your areas in your picture are not overexposed or underexposed. What do I mean by that? If I take an exposure slider here inside of Lightroom and I bring this up, the picture is noticeably brighter. However, if you were to print this picture, what area would have so much detail loss that there would be no ink that would hit the page? Conversely, if I bring this exposure slider all the way down, which areas inside of the picture would be so dark that you would see no detail? That kind of information is important to you. So I'm going to double click on the slider here and bring this back over to a regular section. You'll notice up here at the very, very top, you have these triangle sections, right? So this will show you your clipping for your shadows and your highlights. If I were to grab my slider and I would bring it up, all we have to do is just bring your cursor over to that one area and you see the areas that are overexposed. So I could just move in and out and show you that those are the areas that are there. If you want to permanently leave that on, you could always just click right there and you'll see that there's a white box around it. And now you can see that. At that point, you could start making some exposure adjustments and say, all right, well, look, even at this exposure here, there are still areas that are going to be significantly overexposed. In this case, I could probably just go to my highlight slider, bring that down, and I'm good to go. Now, what do we do with our shadows clipping? Clicking on the shadows, if you drop that down to a specific spot, you'll notice that you start getting areas down here that are marked with blue. So that blue is a warning that that area is so dark that there's going to be no detail that's there. At that point, you would just adjust either your exposure or your shadows, make them a little brighter to get that information. At any point in time, if you want, you could always grab this, click on that, and now the warning is going to be turned off.